different stuff.
All right, I'm bored now. We have Sean. Kathleen has an interesting one. She's a flight attendant, I guess, and has an interesting observation.
Oh.
One I did not know about. Hey, Sean?
Yes, sir. How are you? Get it on, baby.
Get it on. Is this Sean and Kathleen, or is that your name?
That's my name, Sean Kathleen. But a lot of my friends call me SK. It's a little bit easier.
All right. What's going on, SK?
Well, so, you know, as you just mentioned, I'm a flight attendant, and I will say this. I do not work for your little douchebag United people over there.
Yeah.
But I wanted to put that out there.
Thank you.
My observation is that be rich or poor, the men that go into the restrooms, they don't flush the goddamn toilet.
Oh.
Wait a second. You mean on the airplane?
That's correct. On the aircraft, it is one of my biggest pet
What
peeves.
the? How can you? I mean, oh, well, those are these germophobic assholes that don't want to touch anything?
No, these are, you know, I remove children and elderly from the equation, okay? This is because I just sit back there and I rage about this shit all day.
What the fuck? What kind of animal? And by the way, I mean, I understand doing whatever it is you're doing because you can get away with it, but in an airplane, it's pretty, you know, we don't need to take a DNA swatch of your ass to figure out who was in there last, right? I mean, the math is easily done, right?
Exactly.
It's not like you're going to run out the back of the plane with a parachute laughing like a madman. We know where to find you, right?
Exactly. And you know what? Here, even before the actual activity, you know, before you decide to take a shit or a piss in there, the funny thing is you'll be sitting on the ramp, as we call it, or tarmac,
sure,
at the gate. Here comes everybody, and I'm talking like, let's say we're out an outstation, you know, somewhere remote, like in Maine or, you know,
sure,
wherever. The people, the passengers come on the aircraft. What's the first thing they do? Fucking go to the bathroom.
I don't know.
Really?
I've ranted about this many times, while Bryan will attest to this. I don't know if it's some sort of just sort of reptilian part of your brain saying, I claim this DC-10 in the name of Adam Carolla. Like, is there just really some part of you that says, I'm going to claim this MD-80? Like, it must be some sort of primordial, primeval kind of weird part, because
talking territory?
Well, first off, I have a policy, and the airline has, you know, 200 million policies. Let's just add one more. Do your shitting on terra firma. You know what I mean? Do it on the ground. I do it. Here's the deal. Before I get on an airplane, if it's going to be more than a couple hours flight, I hit the bathroom that's in the airport. A, I know I'll be more comfortable. B, I know I'm not going to do any damage, and we're in a cigar tube going 500 miles an hour, and we're all breathing recirculated air. No one wants the ace man's recirculated ass. So I always hit the bathroom, and every once in a while I meet a senator from Minnesota, and we brush feet, and, you know, we'll see how we're feeling.
And no joke, a senator from Minnesota will go into that lavatory, take a shit, and not flush the goddamn toilet.
How about Sean Kathleen working blue? This is like hearing a librarian working blue.
I know, blue ice.
Never heard a flight attendant curse.
No, they're so pent up. That's what I love, because all the literal shit that they have to deal with, and all the ass wipes, and
typically very, you know, laid back.
No, you sound like a delight.
It's strangely exciting.
Yes, provocative. No, I want to say a couple things.
Well, you can ask Lynette. She's my little Twitter buddy, so she knows I'm not completely out there. But it got to the point where I said, you know what, I'm going to start blogging about it. So
yes, Lynette did tell me about this, although I do tune her out. I do try to tune her out, but I saw her mouth moving, and I believe I heard Kathleen, but I tuned out before she said.
It's a rant of a sassy
Well,
Jew,
let me.
So
she told me about this. Well, let me say this. Couple things. So I would encourage, you know, I mean, the airport is one big no smoking. It's against federal regulation, tampering with, disabling, or destroying. Okay, could you please do me a favor, Sean? Because this is one of the things that drives me absolutely insane. when the person next to you is delivering that fucking never-ending sermon about federal regulations, a non-smoking flight, tampering with, disabling, I want you to fucking grab the mic from them and go, tampering, done. 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 We don't need fucking disabling. We don't need tampering with disabling. We sure as fuck don't need destroying. You can say tampering with the smoke detector is against regulations, and you're done. It'll hold up in any fucking court of the land. Whether I use telepathy, laser beam shooting from my scrotum sack, or baseball bat, that's tampering with.
That's an umbrella.
I don't need
covers
to
everything.
fucking disable or destroy. And it's one of these things that drives me insane because it didn't exist. It used to just be one chicken shit airline that did the tampering with, disabling, or destroying. Now they've all adopted it because we're all being fucking gang raped by lawyers. Why do you need to say disabling or destroying? Couldn't you just say tampering with?
I totally am with you. And you know what I think is really interesting about what you're saying to me right now is that you fly so much that you could do that. I fly with these guys and women, that fly frequently for work. They can read the whole thing.
I don't need.
So
all
I
right.
know you don't want to hear it again.
I want you to get rid of disabling or destroying. Just leave it at tampering with. And at a certain point where they go, also, it's time to shut off all portable electronics. I would say, go ahead and remove the word portable. No shit. What do you think? I got a fucking big screen TV and a VCR?
Hardwired.
I got coaxial cable and a fucking huge spool running back to my... How far is it to Ohio, Captain? Because I only have 18,000 feet of coax. No shit, it's portable. It's on my fucking lap. Of course it's portable. Yeah, I will remove that part too. We'll get off the ground earlier. And let me tell you my problem. I'll tell you my first class flying problem, Sean, Kathleen, is I like to kick my shoes off up there in first class. That feels good, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I have a couple of cocktails, and I put my feet up, and I get my tootsies warm. And then at a certain point, after 8 Bloody Marys, it's time to trying to drain the vein there. So I head into the bathroom in my socks. Now, I realize we've been in the air for 4 hours, and people have been attempting to hit the toilet in turbulence for the last 4 hours with some degree of success, but not a lot. So now I'm looking at the ground, and I am seeing, again, the difference, the kind of a carpet bombing versus a precise precision kind of bombing. So now I'm standing in my socks, not wanting to wick up someone else's whiz. And the closer you stand to the toilet, the more whiz you're going to get on your gym socks. So I do a move where I put my heels against the door, lean forward, and drop my forehead. That's right. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Drop my forehead against that weird slanted thing. You guys ought to put a pillow there for tall guys who want to piss. And I lean out at a 45-degree angle and hit that toilet dead nuts on.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm very unsuccessful at that move.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about with the, right?
With the 45-degree angle, and I only go with the socks at the beginning of the flight. Because the spatter at the
Sure. But Sean, I can't believe that people don't flush the toilet. Plus, it is the most rewarding flush you'll ever get in your life because it fucking sucks your contact lenses out. I mean, it's so awesome.
Wait, there's a first class?
Yeah, you just thought there was business.
Yeah, good luck drinking all this Bloody Marys, but that's going to cost you. That's going to cost you a pretty penny at the end.
The interesting thing, too, is I forgot to mention, and this is Rich and Poor Man as well, the actual identification of the lavatory. They will come to the back, this is especially in the back of the aircraft, and they just stand there and they just look to the left, to the right, look. They're looking at the doors that they entered the aircraft on. No, it's not that one.
Yeah, someone's going to pull an emergency hatch.
With, like, the doorbell, the doorknob, right?
And do me a favor. You know when the pilot's got to take a leak and you guys put the serving cart up there? By the way, I don't think any of the guys from Al-Qaeda are freaked out by an aluminum serving cart, but either way, it adds a little, peace of mind to the flying public. It's not like there's a bunch of guys sitting there who are planning on taking over the plane and they went, Najib, no, we didn't count on this serving cart. Well, we did the whole rope thing and the bars thing. We did the whole Al-Qaeda training camp. We've been training in the hills of Pakistan for 9 years, but we didn't count on this 3-foot aluminum thing with the casters. chairs on it with the 45-year-old chick leaning against it and talking to her friend. No way we're going to overcome this obstacle. And we've climbed under barbed wire. We've done the whole 9 yards. We're not going to get past the serving car. Scrub the mission.
Black Hawk down.
Yeah,
Black Hawk
not
down.
going to work.
They have carts.
They have carts. This was not part of the training.
Abort.
Put the pin back in the grenade. Yeah, so, but you put the cart out there. I would like that cart between the coach and the first class, because every once in a while, I see one of these hillbillies coming up to shit up my head, and I'm thinking to myself, hey, buddy, this ticket, this is $3,000 in New York. You got it from Shatner for $185. Get back to your own bucket and shit it up. Douche. I don't need that guy shitting up my first class experience.
And not flushing.
And not flushing.
And P.S. I didn't sign up to flush people's shit and piss.
Oh, my God. Who the hell?
These are adult, grown men. I don't get it. So needless to say, I love listening to your flight stories, and I get so excited when you come back from one of your shows. Because,
Oh, well,
yeah,
there'll
I know
be more
you
to come.
That's my
Well,
hell every day.
we just me, Mike, and Donnie are all heading out. We're going to head out to Philly or Boston. I can't remember, via United. And I said, cancel all those flights. We're flying with another carrier. Let's go ahead and cancel them. And that's what everyone needs to do. When someone does a horrible job at their job, don't give them your business. And Alaskan, for that matter, too. Hey, thanks, Sean. We do appreciate it.
No problem. It's great listening to you, and wanted to tell Bryan hi, too, and he sounds great.
He's on the men, and we're blessed to have him. Also,